Welcome, everybody. I am so glad to see your smiling faces again. I mean, we've already had so much fun, and here we are, back for more. Now, as you know, I love to discover new things, and today I want to find some things out about you. So, I'm going to ask you some questions, and you just shout out your answer, okay? So, here's the first question. What is the best movie or TV show that you've watched all summer? Yeah, I love that one too. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. I got it on my VCR for watching next week. Yeah. Oh, there have been some good ones, haven't there? And we've had time to watch. Now, here's the second question. This one's easy. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? That's good. That's good. Yeah, and that's good. Oh, I love that one too. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, seriously. What flavor of ice cream isn't good? I mean, my personal favorite is chocolate almond fudge. That's right. Now, here's one more thing that I've learned, and I discovered it all on my very own. Yes, I've discovered that people should be allowed to wear flip-flops all year long. I mean, they're so comfy and so simple. And I've even got a pair of socks for flip-flops so you can wear them when the weather is cooler or when you go to the airport. Thanks for helping me learn something more about you today. It's amazing what you can discover when you really focus on something. I mean, when you take a closer look at something, you may discover something about it that you never saw before. You may even learn something about some things you can't see by looking at things you can see. And you see, our relationship with God is kind of like that. You see, because, well, He's God, right? And we're not. We're human. And our puny minds will never understand everything there is to know about God. Because if we did, it would be kind of like, now, I got to admit, I kind of enjoy but I do believe it's important for all of us to get to know more and more about God and get to know Him better and better. You know, it's a great thing for all of us to focus on God. And there's lots of ways we can do that, right? We learned on Monday that we can look at the things we can see that tell us about God, the things He's created, trees and snow and wind and chocolate chip cookies, right? But we can also learn about God by hearing Him through reading the Bible, listening to what He says, and then going out and putting those things into practice. Now today we've got another thing we're going to look at that will help us focus on God. But before that, we're going to play a really awesome game we call Guess 'em All. Now, you are going to take a close look at some random images, 30 in all. And when the video's over, you're going to try to remember as many of those images as you can. Now, in order to do this, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil to write these things down on. And if you don't have them, push the pause button and go and get them. And then come back and continue the video, all right? Now, when you get to the point where we're going to write down your answers, remember, they don't have to be in any order. They just have to be down on your paper. Now, you can work as a team with the people in your room, or you can work on your own. But there's one really big rule, okay? You can't write down any answers while the video is playing, okay? That's cheating, all right? Now, this isn't going to be easy, and you're really going to have to focus to get all 30 of them. And whoever ends up with the most will be a winner, all right? Let's do this, shall we? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, now let's see just how many you can remember. You're going to have 30 seconds to record your answers. Write them down, as many as you can, on one piece of paper. Ready, set, go. All right, time's up. Pencil down. Now, we're going to find out how you guys did. We are going to show you a slide that has all 30 pictures on it. What I want you to do is look at that slide, go through your list, and make a check for every correct answer you have on your sheet, okay? Then figure out and add up all the right answers that you have. If you need to stop, pause it, you can go back and look at the pictures and make sure you have the right count. All right? This would be a good time to do that. All right, now, if you had 15 or more correct answers, what I want you to do is text your name and the number of correct answers you had to this number listed right here on my chest. All right? We're going to leave it up there for a while, so don't worry. You can write it down, but text it to that number. And if you are among the top 3 winners, you'll be notified in the next day, and you can pick up a special great prize at the prize table at Friday's final finale with Don and Daisy. Now, it's time to get ready for another amazing Bible story. But first, and I think you know the routine, everybody up, it's time to get loose. All right, here we go. With 3 jumping jacks, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Good, good. Now, shake your entire body, get every piece moving, okay? Here we go. Oh, good job. Now, 3 deep breaths, in with the nose, out through the mouth. Here we go. Well, now I feel better. I hope you do. Everybody sit down, get a good position, because now it's time. Here's Kellen!
Yeah, not seeing it. Maybe if you turn it sideways. Nope. Oh, hey, Kellen here, and I'm looking at an optical illusion. If you look at it a certain way, you're supposed to see a 3D picture pop out. Here, see if you can see it. Do you see it?
Hey, it's a dragon eating a donut!
No, it's a baseball player using a rubber chicken as a bat.
It's just a bird! A normal bird!
Yeah, I still don't see it. Okay, but I also have this one here. This is cool. So the lines look like they're moving, but they're actually not. It's playing a trick on our eyes. The way these lines are put together gives them the illusion of movement. Crazy, right? We've been talking this week about taking a closer look at what's around us. When we're taking a closer look, maybe we can see things that we hadn't seen before, or maybe we can see things in a new way. Our Bible story today is asking us to take a closer look into who Jesus is. We're in the book of Matthew, and when we pick up the story in chapter 16, Jesus has already been on the scene for a while. And people are wondering, who is this guy? He's doing miracles. He's feeding the poor. He's hanging out with all kinds of people the rest of the world look down on. He's teaching new things. Who is he exactly? So we read that Jesus was walking down the road and he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" His disciples turned to each other and they didn't answer for themselves. They told him what other people were saying. They told him, Some say you're John the Baptist. Others say Elijah. Others say Jeremiah or one of the prophets. That's what the disciples said. But let's say you asked people today, who is Jesus? You would probably hear a lot of different things too. Maybe some would say, he's a great teacher. Some people might say he's a great rabbi or preacher. People might see how he healed the sick and call him a doctor. People might say Jesus is love, that he is the light of the world, that he is a shepherd for his people. People have a lot of different thoughts about who Jesus is. But let's go back to the story now. His disciples had given him answers of what others were saying, but then Jesus asked his disciples, "But what about you? Who do you say I am?" I wonder if the disciples were scared here. They were put on the spot. Maybe they didn't know exactly who Jesus is, or maybe they didn't want to say what they thought. But here, Jesus was asking them point blank, "Who do you say that I am?" They had to answer for themselves. But then, after a moment, Peter spoke up. He too might have been scared or unsure, but he said this, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Now, Jesus is many of those things we listed, but Peter recognized he is so much more. And here's the thing, you're invited to recognize the same thing. If you see that Jesus is the Messiah and ask him to be a part of your life, he can and he will continue to change your life forever. Now, Jesus went on to tell Peter that his answer was revealed to him by God, and that Peter will be the rock that he would build the church on. Now, here's the thing about Peter. He wasn't perfect. He said some pretty wild things and made some pretty big mistakes. But he was honest, and he wasn't scared to say what he was thinking or ask questions of Jesus or other people. Peter took a closer look at Jesus. He saw the way Jesus loved, the way he taught, the way he changed the world. Peter realized Jesus is the Messiah. We can learn a lot by being honest and asking questions just like Peter. You can talk with people about what you believe. Especially talk with people in your life that you can trust, like your parents or your small group leaders. The more you talk about what you believe, the more you can learn from others, and the more others can learn from you. That's it for today. I'll see you guys soon as we continue to take a closer look.
You know, Jesus could have told his disciples that he was a Savior, the Son of God. But you know, instead, he asked them what they believed. He wanted to hear what they thought. And they ended up having a pretty amazing conversation. And at the end of it all, Peter said something that was super important and 100% true. That Jesus is the Son of God. If that sounds like a big deal, it's because it is. I mean, have you ever talked with someone else about those things? Have you ever asked questions about them? Have you ever asked yourself whether you believe it yourself? Remember, you can talk to others about what you believe. But who is that for you? Is it your mom? Or your dad? Your grandma? Grandpa? Aunt and uncle? Maybe it's an adult at church, a Sunday school teacher. Maybe even it's your best friend. So here's a question. Who can you talk to about God? That's something that you're going to have some time to think and talk about later. But before we go on to that, let's review our memory verse. Hebrews 12:2. Are you learning it? It's Wednesday. All right. Now, let's all say it together. It's up on the screen. Read it with me. Let us keep looking to Jesus. He is the one who started this journey of faith, and he is the one who completes the journey of faith. Hebrews 12:2. Great job. Now keep on working on memorizing that, okay? I know you can do it. Now before we finish, I need you to take out your thinking glasses and your focus books. All right? Now I need you to open your focus books. You put on your glasses, open your focus books where it says you can talk with others about what you believe. Should be close to the middle. All right, there you go. On the top of the page, across from that, I want you to write this. Who can you talk to about God? Who is it that you can talk to about God? Take some time to talk about that and think about that and put your answers down on that blank sheet before the end of the day. I've had so much fun today, and we've talked about some pretty important stuff. Thanks for hanging in there, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.